Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is Lesson 85 Practice Set. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, all right, so it looks like we have integers that we are going to have to apply the order of operations, sometimes called PEMDAS. It really should look more like parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction, because once you have multiplication and division, you can go from left to right, and same with addition and subtraction. Okay, so we are going to start this one. One of the things that students don't like about these is that it's really something you should write out step by step. It's not something you can just plug into your calculator. Your calculator won't do PEMDAS on its own. So we're going to multiply first. So let's see, plus negative times a negative is a positive 9, minus, and we're going to divide. Negative 3 divided by positive 3 is negative 1. Let me change colors. Okay, now I'm going to take it 2 at a time. Since it's addition and subtraction, I can go from left to right. Okay, so negative 3 plus a positive 9, those are opposite signs, so we subtract and take the sign of the larger. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 is larger than 3. My rules for subtraction are to keep, change, change, so I'm going to keep this as addition, change this to addition, or I'm sorry, positive and addition, keep, change, change. So now I have 6 plus 1, which is going to give me a positive 7. I'm going to erase this and we'll do C. Okay, for C, we've got some symbols of inclusion with brackets and parentheses. So whenever we have that, we start at the middle of wherever those are. Let's see if okay. So this negative 2 is just going to hang out for a second. And then we have a bracket, and I have a negative 3 minus, I'm going to do this first. This multiplication first. So negative times a negative gives me positive 20. Then I'm going to do this operation. So my negative 2 is still just hanging out there. I can't lose that. Negative 3 minus positive 20. So I'm going to keep, change, change. So that's negative 3 plus negative 20, which gives me negative 23. Then I'm going to multiply negative 2 times negative 23, giving me positive 46. I'm going to erase this and we'll do E. All right, let me change colors. E is pretty straightforward. It's just addition and subtraction. So we'll take the first two. I have negative 3. It's basically plus a positive 4, which is going to give me plus 1, minus a positive 5. So this is a subtraction problem. So I'm going to keep, change, change. So that's plus a negative 5, or 1 minus 5, which gives me negative 4. And then I have plus a negative 2, basically, which gives me negative 6. Okay. What I did was I made all of these addition problems in between, or except for I think that one. But if this is confusing, please let me know. So basically, negative 3 plus 4 is negative 1, negative 1. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Positive 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. So I don't know if it helps to go through it that way. Let me change colors and we'll do this last one. Okay, this has a couple, actually everything is in. This needs to be multiplied. This needs to be multiplied. This needs to be multiplied. So we have negative 3 times a negative 2 gives me positive 6. Minus 5 times 2 is 10. Make that a positive 10 plus negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Now we can go from left to right. So I have 6 minus positive 10. I'm going to keep, change, change. That's positive 6 plus a negative 10, which gives me negative 4, plus negative 12 gives me negative 16. All right, let's go to the next one. Same stuff. This has a bunch of symbols of inclusion with brackets, etc. So let's write this one out. And you're welcome to pause the video and see if you get the same answer as I do. D has an interesting symbol of inclusion we'll get to. But here we have negative 3 minus brackets, negative 4 minus. We're going to do this first. So that's negative 5 times negative 6, which is positive 30. Then we need to do what's in the brackets. So this is a subtraction problem. So we keep, change, change. That gives me negative 34, negative 4 plus negative 30. So I have negative 3 minus negative 34. So again, we have a subtraction problem, keep, change, change, and I get positive 31. I'm going to erase that and we'll do D. All right, let's do D. Let's see, so we have negative 5 minus, we're going to need to multiply this. And then this is a symbol of inclusion, but it's different. This is absolute value, okay? Remember, absolute value turns anything inside of it positive. So the absolute value of negative 5 is 5, and the absolute value of 5 is 5. It always comes out positive. It's distance from 0. So let's see what we have. The negative 5 is going to hang out, and the subtraction sign is going to hang out. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, plus the absolute value of negative 5 is positive 5. Now we can go from left to right. I have a subtraction problem, so I'm going to keep, change, change. Negative 5 plus a negative 25 is negative 30, plus positive 5 is negative 25. Let me pick another color. Okay. So for F, I'm going to need to do these multiplication problems first. So I'm going to pull this down here. Negative 2 plus 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Minus 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Now I can go from left to right. Negative 2 plus negative 12 is negative 14. I have a subtraction problem, keep, change, change. So now I have negative 14 plus 10, which is negative 4. I'm going to erase this and we'll do our last one. All right, last one has this kind of interesting beginning where we have 3 numbers being multiplied, and then we have these 2 being multiplied. So here we have negative 4 times negative 3 gives me positive 12. Positive 12 times negative 2 gives me negative 24. Minus 6 times negative 4 gives me negative 24. I have a subtraction problem, so I'm going to keep, change, change. Negative 24 plus positive 24 gives me 0. Let me know if you have any questions.